Hi everyone, it's Mark here again, and I'm the founder of the Arts and Culture Network. I like to use these video moments to keep a tally of how many in the network. We're at 77,000 across our 4 LinkedIn groups now, which is very exciting. So thank you if that's you. And this is the fun bit for me. This is where I get to meet and put a face to a name with our full namers. So John Ferguson has kindly agreed to be interviewed today. I should point out he has no warning of what was going to happen. John, thank you so much for joining me today.
Oh, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure.
Well, you think so. You
I
wait.
hope.
So just for the benefit of our those who watch this, we'll have links and things dotted around wherever this appears, and I've had the pleasure of meeting you, but they haven't yet. So what we'll do over the next few minutes is chat about the work that you do. I've had a look at some of it already, and it's just it pops. I think that's the word I've got that I associate with you at the moment. It pops,
Yeah.
which is great. And you can tell me the kind of services that you offer, and then we'll do the arts and culture hot top 10, which again you've had no warning about, which is hilarious. And then we'll do the this or that game. And if we mess it up, we can always do it again. But so you're in Ipswich, I gather, which
I am, yeah.
I think it's probably about, I don't know, how far is that from London, Ipswich?
It's about 80 miles.
80 miles. So hour and a half on the train, that
Hour
kind
and a
of
half. Yeah, hour on the train, hour and a half in the car. Mm.
Okay.
Mm.
So tell me, what's the John backstory? How did you end up being a professional photographer?
Wow. I'm trying to keep a long story short. I've always liked photography, always interested in it. But I never thought I'd end up being a professional photographer. And I've been doing it now for nearly 35 years. So all my life, really, all my working life. So yeah, I got in through the old-fashioned way of being a apprentice and darkroom assistant, printer, trainee photographer, and then I worked my way up into a professional full-time photographer.
Brilliant. And I know photographers come in different flavors, don't they? Different
Mm.
types of. On one end, you've got a photographer who is literally doing their own thing, and hoping somebody likes the end result and buys it. Through to the other end spectrum, I imagine, which is where you take a brief and it's a commercial project and somebody
Yeah.
knows what they want.
That's what I do now, more commercial work now. But when I first started, I started as a photojournalist. I worked in newspapers in Fleet Street.
Right.
So I worked there for 25 years until newspapers seemed to, sort of lost their way, or the internet came in and sort of usurped them. So the newspapers didn't have the power or the uh, stature that he used to have. So
Mm.
I got made redundant. I worked at the Daily Mirror for 20 years doing photojournalism, going to wars and conflicts and famines and disasters around the world.
Mm.
Anything that happened, anything that happens made like a bushfire in California or something, or a conflict in Russia and Ukraine, I'd be over there photographing that
So
basically.
you need to have a bag by the door ready to go almost, do you? Did you in those
Back,
days?
back in the boot, back of the car, 2 passports,
Yeah.
yeah, things like that. Always, yeah. For
Yeah.
20 odd years, that was, yeah,
What
yeah.
was, do you mind me asking if there were what were the highs and lows of that period?
The highs and lows. Oh, there's loads of highs because I was being paid extremely well to go and do a job that I would do for nothing. So I loved, especially storytelling and documentary photography, using images to tell a story and trying to come back and tell the viewers how this situation developed and how the issues are worked on through my photographic images. And I worked a lot for NGOs as well, charities all over the world as well. So
Mm.
and we used to cover things like health stories, well-being stories, famines and disasters and everything else basically that was in between. And education, there's a lot of education stories in Africa and Asia. And we worked in collaboration with the big NGOs. So we did campaigns as well, like Make Poverty History in Africa and certain countries all over Africa, actually, in the Middle East and Asia and South America. So I traveled a lot as well. I've been to nearly 60 countries now through work.
Mm.
So yeah, I've had a checkered career, which is really good. But now
Yeah.
I've moved on to the commercial side now, which I'm finding equally exciting and stimulating. So my work now evolves around branding and commercial photography. So using images to tell people's stories, business stories rather, which is a big deal now because we're all online now, and we all need to sell our services online. So
Mm.
I businesses, creative individuals, lifestyle and business coaches, consultants, entrepreneurs, using powerful visual content to tell their stories for their marketing and promotional needs, and it seems
Yeah.
to be working well.
I'm showing some of your work as you talk to us because some of this was that leapt out at me. So these ones, this is a general portfolio, is it? I know we can scroll down and see some
Yeah,
of
yeah,
it. Does
they're
it
all
tend
the
to be
same.
people based or product
I'm
based?
people based. Well, I do product as well, but I'm people based. Yeah.
Right. I
So
love that.
I, yeah, I, I prefer to do work with people, collaborate with people, collaborate with
Yeah.
design agencies. I work with a lot of design agencies as well, PR companies too, and stuff like that. Yeah.
Do you know what the timing is really interesting because there I've noticed I work in branding and marketing when I'm not running this network, and
Mm.
I've noticed a shift towards the cult of personality behind a business.
Yeah.
It's more about the person.
Yeah.
People like Lisa Johnson, the
Yeah.
queen of recurring revenue, people like, Elon, Richard,
Yeah.
they're all figureheading, you know.
Yeah.
Um,
But
they're-
in our own way, we all have to be our own figureheads, our own companies now. I mean, even
yeah,
if you're going to make it massively like the people you just mentioned, people
yeah,
still want to see who they're working with, who they're buying from, who they're collaborating with, whether they can trust them, whether they like them. Uh,
absolutely.
so
Yeah,
they have to have their own little story, they have to have images that make them look professional,
yeah,
trustworthy, engaging, everything like that. So that's what I provide and produce these images that make them feel confident with themselves, actually.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
yeah, and they want to show them.
yeah. And that's a beautiful picture. That is of
Yeah,
Jane Middleness. Really great. And then some lovely testimonials you've got here. Um, and you can schedule a call to chat to you. So people, yeah. So this is at johnfergusonphotography.uk if you want to have a look. Anyone at some more of John's work, but that's brilliant. We'll put a link in wherever this appears, John. So thank you for sharing that with us.
pleasure.
We're now going to try our arts and culture hot top 10. Um,
Mhm.
the idea of this is really just to give people an opportunity to get to feel as though they know you a little bit better. And so there's no wrong answers. You can throw one back at me if you choose. But as I said earlier when we were chatting, it nearly always produces a surprise and an anecdote of some description. So are you ready?
Yeah.
Ready as I'll ever be, says. Do you have a favorite building, John?
Opera in Paris, actually.
Oh, okay.
Opera house in Paris. Yeah.
Nice. And do you get to Paris often?
I used to work in Paris a lot I used to work in France a lot with work, and
Yeah,
I
well,
don't know. At one stage, I used to be in Paris a lot. So I remember driving down the boulevards. I can't remember the name of the road now, but I used to know it.
mm,
And just seeing this imposing building, the opera house, and inside is also fantastic as well. So
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, fantastic. Opera. It's that yeah, it's got sort of reminiscent of Phantom of the Opera and all of that kind of thing going on
Yeah,
as well. Love that.
it's
Anyway,
very important.
good. So we're off. Do you have a favorite book?
Favorite book? I do. It's English Passengers. It's called. I can't remember who it's by, but it's called English Passengers.
The
It,
English Passengers.
yes, and I
Okay.
can't remember who it's by. I've lent it out to somebody actually. I haven't got it back. And it's based on the first travellers to Australia. Uh,
Okay. Is
the
it
third,
Matthew Neal?
yes, it sounds like yes.
There we go. Yeah, I found it there.
Is it? Tiffany? Is it? I can't know. Such a long time since I read it. And so I've got a few books, a few favourite books, but
That sounds great. I might have to. This is
It is.
one of the thing. This is one of the reasons I love doing these interviews, is because when I ask these questions, I restock my watch list, my reading list, and everything. Okay, that's great. Thank you, John. Now, do you have a favorite dancer or dance group or dance style?
Dancer. Do I play dancer or dance style or dance group? Uh, no, I don't think I do. I mean, I used to love watching James Brown,
Mm,
Michael Jackson as well when he in his pomp. He actually, yeah, Michael Jackson when we first saw him dance, he was amazing in the 80s. And
mm.
but dancing, it's not really my cup of tea. But I do love dancing as well, though. But I don't have a favorite dancer, though. But I liked Michael Jackson and James
Yeah,
Brown. Yeah.
yeah. We'll allow Michael Jackson and James Brown. That's a great shout. Now, this one is where it gets a little tricky. I want you to assume that you've been exiled from the United Kingdom for some unknown misdemeanor,
Hmm.
and you're told you can choose which where you're going to live based on your perception of that country's culture. Now, this is fascinating because you said earlier that you've been to
Yeah.
over 60 countries.
Yeah.
So it's quite conceivable that one of them would have you coming straight back if you had to. Where,
There's more than one. There's a few.
yeah.
Yeah.
Which one country would you choose to be resident in if you had to leave the UK?
Um. Wow, that is too tricky. Um. I love going to America. I love America for certain things. Obviously, and other ways, it's not the most ideal country to go and live in. But I do love America. I love some of the ethos there. Some of the way of life there can be very, very rewarding. But I also, if I had to choose one country, I'd probably choose Japan actually, because
Mm,
that was a country that really fascinated me, and also South Korea as well. That's also really
yeah.
amazing countries. Both two amazing countries that I'd probably go and I don't know much about, even though I've been there. I don't know much about those countries, and I'd want to
Yeah,
go.
when I was playing in the orchestra, I was in the City of Birmingham Symphony Orchestra for many years after music college, and we toured Japan.
Mm.
Um, and somebody pointed out the other day that Kyoto and Tokyo are anagrams of each other, which is weird given that they're the
Yes.
two main cities. But yeah, Tokyo is about the size of the M25. It's
Yeah.
it's 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 dense. It's
Hmm.
like central London for the whole of the M25. It's quite
Yeah.
staggering. Their M25 just is huge. It goes right around. But
But they're building
yeah,
underground now, aren't they?
yeah, yeah.
So
Uh,
to populate the city. Well, because there's so many people there, they're building underground.
yeah, they can't go up anymore. They're going, and they've got the earthquake risks. So
Yeah. Mm.
Kobe, wasn't it, with the earthquake? I think.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have a favorite sport?
Yes. I have a lot of favourite sports actually. I love all sports really.
If you
I
had
love
to choose one.
soccer. So yeah, I'm
Okay.
a big Arsenal fan.
Oh, you'll be a happy man after yesterday,
I am
then.
a man after yesterday. Yeah, I had a perfect weekend actually this weekend, so it was really good.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
brilliant.
Not just football,
Excellent.
well. So yeah.
Excellent. Okay, yeah, you have your football. Okay, now this one's a little cruel. I'm going to limit you to one musical genre for the rest of your life. What are you
Wow.
going to go for?
I can't think of that one. Um,
What type of music?
I think I love the female voice. I love bands. I love rock music. I love soul music. Um, probably probably soul, garage, house. Maybe I don't know. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
yeah, we'll give you that little
yeah.
combination.
R&B.
Um,
Yeah, yeah.
and do you have a favorite visual artist?
Oh, I have loads. God, I'm a photographer, so I have loads of filmmakers,
Mm,
loads of photographers. Gordon Parks is one of my favorite photographers. having done as well, Penn and Wes Anderson as a film director.
Mm.
I could go on actually. I could name loads. So
No, that's
yeah.
good. You can have all of those. Do you have a favorite play or musical?
My favorite musical would be Fiddler on the Roof.
Mm,
Yeah, and second to that would be Cabaret.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see, these choices are a surprise in some respects, but it's great because it means I'm getting to understand what lights you up artistically and creatively.
I don't think I've ever been asked that anyway, those questions. So, favourite musical, never been asked that. So.
Ah, um, and second but last one, do you have a favorite film or a film you can go back to time and time again?
I do actually. I do. Well, it's amongst my favourite films. I'll tell you this film, then I'll think of another. 10 minutes later, I'll think of another film which is better. But I used to love a film called Double Indemnity.
Mm.
You heard of that?
Yeah, isn't that, is it, who was it? There's a girl actor. Is it a bit like Jeopardy? Is it like
It's
Double
black and white
Jeopardy?
film noir. Fred
Okay.
with him. I think Barbara Stanwyck, I think, is in it. It's 30s,
Oh,
30s
okay.
Hollywood, 30s Hollywood film noir.
Hmm.
I like those noir films. They're really interesting. That's what I like, that American culture of those
Yeah,
days. So Double Indemnity. That's my favourite black and white
nice.
film.
And we're going to finish with your favorite meal.
My favourite meal is jerk chicken and rice and peas.
Nice.
That's my favourite meal. Soul food. That's soul
That
food.
is soul food, properly soul food in every
Mm,
respect.
yeah,
Brilliant. Love that. That
yeah.
was great. Thank you very much, John. Right, we're going to do the this or that game now. I'm going to give you two options, and you have to choose one, and you can only have one. So, and it's fast paced. Um, tea or coffee,
Coffee.
radio or TV,
Oh, it's got to be TV for football.
yeah, car or motorcycle,
A car.
horror or comedy,
Comedy.
concert hall or sports stadium,
Sports stadium.
cat or dog,
Dog.
test the water or dive in at the deep end,
I'd dive in. Yeah, dive in. Mm.
orange juice, bits or no bits,
No bits.
library or museum,
Museum.
Beethoven or Mozart,
Mozart.
shower or bath,
Shower.
be embarrassed or be afraid.
Would I rather be embarrassed or afraid?
If you had to choose one or the other.
Would I rather be embarrassed or I'm not? I don't really get embarrassed actually. So
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 you could handle that.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm.
Cooking or being cooked for.
Being cooked for. Certainly.
Fiction or non-fiction.
Fiction.
Shop online or shop in store.
Um, well, things have changed. I used to love shopping, but now I shop online. Yeah, so I shop online. Yeah.
Reggae or salsa.
Reggae.
Indoors or outdoors.
Outdoors.
Android or iPhone.
iPhone.
Start immediately or wait until the last minute.
Start immediately. Yes, definitely.
I'm so not you.
Yeah.
So I'm not a complete. I'm not one of life's completer finishers. I'm amazed we've got this far, to be honest. Science, science or history.
History.
New York or LA.
New York. Yeah, definitely.
Early morning or early hours.
I'm a night man, so yeah, night owl.
Night owl.
Mm.
Messy or tidy desk.
Messy, unfortunately.
See the future or change the past?
Well, I've changed the past actually. Yeah.
Zombies or vampires?
Who do I like the best?
Yeah, if you had to choose one, yeah.
Zombies.
Red or white wine?
Red.
Batman or Superman?
Batman.
Numbers or words?
Words.
Basketball or baseball?
Basketball.
Mild or spicy?
Spicy.
Opera or chamber music?
Oh, I like both. I'd go chamber music. Sorry, yeah.
Okay. Whiskey or rum?
Whiskey.
I think I know the answer to this one. North or South London?
North London. Yes.
Stripes or spots?
Stripes.
And finally, gold or silver?
Gold. Gold.
Brilliant. John, thank you so much. This was great. I hope that wasn't too painful.
It may lead you to say what they for. How are you going to use those questions? You're not, are you?
No, it's just a lovely way for people to feel as though they've got to know you a little bit better before they make contact with you via the network. So as I said, we'll make sure there are links wherever this appears. The video will be in a profile about you on the website. Don't rush off, but in the meantime, John, thank you so much for being a full member and for being a good sport and doing this for me.
My pleasure. I enjoyed it. It's really good.
Great.